Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fermi Paradox. We're floating in space with the humans here who have left planet Earth as extremists to Convoy to meet with the Remi who have left their home planet and became extremists. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens when these two finally meet. Alright. Humans are now receiving alien signals, so the colony is meeting them or communicating with them. Robotic Observer. Robotic officers are used to monitor the bridge of the human extremist convoy during the long, uneventful cause towards Tobbys star. One of these synthetic observers picks up the Rama rock and roll music. Oh, that's right. The Rama rock and roll music of the Rama. It's a little bit repetitive, on the sensor systems and tries to determine the best course of action. I just love scanning for life forms. Life forms. You tiny little life forms. You precious little life forms. Where are you? Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Okay, so we've got plant rock and roll that they're picking up here. And this is actually not from the Tabby star system, if I remember correctly. It was from the home planet. So it's interesting. So we have 50 synthesis. We could go and spend that here, which might be good because this is the first time any civilization is meeting each other. And we are trying to get the humans to be a little bit more utopian, or at least at the very least a little bit more middle line here. Hostility, though, might be nice. Or not nice, I shouldn't say that. More like more human to react with hostility. I think that we should definitely put our eggs in this basket and make sure that this goes well between the two species. So enthusiasm. The robotic officer informs the onboard fusion engineers about the Rama rock and roll music, and the fanatic crews start to construct many more robotic observers to scan the galaxy for further information. Let's do that. Good stuff. We're more in utopia now. And everything's working out for them. Okay, let's see. I don't really want more humans. Let's go for a question mark here. A new line of robots is developed by the human extremist convoy robotic technicians. Let's go for another question mark. Ooh, utopia's going up. The human extremist convoy fanatic crew assembles an oral history of their cause. Oh, we're getting closer here. Let's take a little hit to casualties to gain some of that back. Some of the human extremist convoy plasma launcher are undergoing repairs. Tech. We want tech to go up. Human extremist convoy optical computer systems compile fascinating new data. Now, if I remember correctly, they are at a lower tech age than humanity back home, so it's a different setup there. So we want to try and get them to the next level too. A decorated human extremist convoy leader retires from active service. Alright. Let's take a hit to the resources for a second here. Get some more synthesis back. Support systems need more resources and energy during the human extremist convoy's cause. Alright. The Rama Scholar Shelters. Once more, nuclear war is threatening the Rama, my peaceful utopian society of plant people. Asymmetric Warfare. On Tau Ceti 3, military conflicts erupt between Rama factions whose military powers differ significantly in size. Counter-insurgency campaigns blur the line between military and civilian casualties, and emerging international conflicts spill over into neighboring regions. I wanted the American public to know that not everyone in Iraq and Afghanistan were targets that needed to be neutralized, but rather people who were struggling to live in the pressure cooker environment of what we call asymmetric warfare. Ooh, that cuts deep. That so cuts deep, because usually when it comes to war, the only people who don't lose their lives are the ones pulling the trigger. That means the people at the top. Alright. Let's see here. So, we can't afford peace. We could probably take regular conflict. Let's see here. We would lose a ton of them if I chose total war. I think we're going to go for regular conflict. We'll up our potential casualties, lower our utopia, and then lower our, or increase our resource scarcity and lower our growth rate. Asymmetric warfare intensifies when insurgents gain support from strategic wasteland settlements. Many Rama lose their lives over the coming decades. Many Bothans died. Alright. So, let's go ahead and increase or make their potential war casualties go down. The Shelter Archivist of Tau Ceti 3 inspired the Rama to live peacefully. So now we've gone from scholar kingdoms where everything is wonderful and they're fantastic to now they're all living in shelters. This is awful. Alright, let's gain some more synthesis back here. A new powerful ancient tanks is assembled on Tau Ceti 3. Alright, how are we doing? New technological age for our colony here. They've reached the Lightspeed Age. Racing into the Lightspeed Age, interstellar journeys are shortened from centuries to mere decades. The humans on board the human extremist convoy set new speed records in areas such as quantum state computing, light jet manufacturing, and mining for resources. Lightspeed. Lightspeed. Yes, that is definitely what what they do with this. They go to Lightspeed. Oh gosh. Dr. Dre, maker of the song Lightspeed. Alright. Let's see here. So we can gain wisdom, advancement, or power, which is pretty much what the options we always get here. I think we might go for... I don't know if I want to spend 10 on that because something awful might happen. I think we're going to go for advancement. The human extremist convoy achieves true mastery of space travel. The crew also makes leaps in genetic modification and cloning, perhaps even creating new life forms such as trash-eating plants. Good. The other reason why we don't want to go for this one is these folks on the ship are potentially going to run into the Rama sooner rather than later, and we want to make sure we have enough synthesis to stop them from annihilating each other for no reason. So, advancement it is. Question mark. Members of the human extremist convoy fanatic crew recycle more than they consume. That's good. Alright, let's go back to home planet of the Rama. They have reached the Cyber Age. With rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, I apparently have no lips that work this day. So, we are going to try that one more time. Put all the effort possible into saying this correctly. With rapid advancement in artificial intelligence and technology augmented Rama, the civilization undergoes drastic change and reaches new milestones in science, engineering, and the arts. There we go. Give myself a little pat on the back for that. Alright. Let's get into this. Tau Ceti. So again, we have the same option, but lucky for us, it doesn't cost anything to do wisdom. And I wonder too if that has something to do with the actual things that we've got here, because they're not super strong in these two, in resources and people, but they do have a lot of utopia. So the fact that they have a lot of utopia might make them more apt to choose wise, whereas they would get a negative consequence for choosing advancement, and then of course we would get positive for choosing power. Which is funny because it's like it feels like that's what they're always going for is power anyway, because they keep bombing each other. It's like you're not very wise or knowledgeable if you're bombing each other, people. All right, let's go for wisdom. All right, crossing into the realm of AI. Rama now have the ability to vastly improve their societies and facilitate communication with faraway beings. However, new technologies present great risks as well, so a little extra wisdom couldn't hurt. Interesting. Alright. So it gives them access to resources on nearby planets and moons in the Tau Ceti system. Let's go ahead and improve their utopia. The Rama formed new media to illustrate the history of their civilization. The Rama formed a new dynasty of wise scholars speakers. Potential casualties. A new line of impulse rifles was manufactured by the Rama of Tau Ceti 3. Let's go for the question mark. Memes full of fake news are widely spread amongst the Rama. Alright, I think we're back on Earth here. Yes, growth in soul. Cure for sin. This will be interesting. The humans are now able to prevent and cure any kind of sexually transmitted disease with a nano-robotic system injected under the skin. Free from the fear of infecting themselves and others with harmful afflictions, society could take a much more unrestricted stance towards sexuality. Interesting. Interesting. So, HIV brings out the best and the worst in humanity, and the laws reflect these attitudes. I couldn't agree more. The people that band together and worked together to bring about HIV awareness and help and medical advancement, and then of course the worst being how bigoted and prejudiced people became towards those who contracted HIV or those who were potentially going to get it, namely gay men, which was so horribly wrong because anybody could get it. It just spread faster that way. Anyway, let's get into this. So, I mean, why wouldn't we choose option number 1? It's free and it gets us the most humans. Offering lifelong STD protection with a single shot, the new medical technology shatters all sexual taboos within a generation. Uninhibited fornication leads to a constant rise in population numbers. I mean, that is literally the only thing you don't prevent by this shot is babies. So that would make sense that there's more babies. So let's go with that one. So we're at 1 billion humans now. The sexual revolution of the Lightspeed Age came to us. Let's go ahead and lower our potential casualties, because we're still really high on those with humans. Human space trappers lay down their magnetic rifles and abandon the art of war. Nice. Let's go for a question mark. Dystopia is going up. Dang it, I don't like that. A dynasty on Earth is able to hold back some vicious beast from the planet's wilderness. I'd say let's go for the regular synthesis here. They mourn the death of somebody. I'll take a hit to their gas giant reservoirs. So they're just going over to Jupiter and sucking off gas from them. Is that how we're going to... Is that how we're going to run our cars in the future? Is through gas from Jupiter and Saturn and whatnot? Let's see. In the Sol System, the humans build a new version of robots. That'll go well. Science fiction only says good things about robots. Let's go for a regular synthesis here. An influential human trapper governor rises to power in the Sol System. Alright, the humans have reached their destination. Taurian reaches. The human extremist convoy made contact with the Taurian reaches. Alien contact. After numerous years of travel, the human extremist convoy has finally arrived at its destination, but the Tobbys star system is inhabited by the Taurian reaches. What is going to happen when the humans make contact with the Taurians? Our foremothers never asked to be discovered. The moment the others came with a ship from the stars, everything changed about our world, and we never could go back. Lele Post Dancer, Odo Resistance Leader, Incarnation Generation 580, Federal Prison Planet 5. This can only go well. Alright. Tabby Star System. Okay, so... Dang it. I was afraid of that. We don't have enough for an exchange here. I knew it was probably going to take about 60, especially at the higher level stuff that we're at here. God, they're still at a nautical age. I forgot that they, like, totally blasted backwards here. So, I don't want extermination, because that would mean... Let's see, total destruction of Tobbys Prime, 58% humans, ethic, and harm value. So this would mean after first contact, both sides are hostile toward each other, and the human extremist convoy decides to attack the Tobbys star system. I don't know if that means... I'm assuming that means that these guys will die completely. So I think we're probably going to choose observation. It's just going to be what's going to go on here. The human extremist convoy observes the Taurian reaches from a safe distance, determining if the Taurians are a threat. So aggressive reaction of humans is 46% of ethic value. I can't remember what their ethic value is, but I think we'll choose that one. Oh boy. The human extremist convoy is observing the Taurian reaches. The humans have observed the Taurians from a safe distance and evaluate whether or not to reveal themselves before they continue their journey. And crawling on the planet's face, some insects called the human race, lost in time and lost in space and meaning. Darky Horror Picture Show. Whoa. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. So... Let's see here. Did I miss something? No. Okay, this is just literally the next bit is to see what the Rama tribes, which are now the Taurian tribes, what they will do. So we have just not enough for mutual enlightenment. Okay, so this is a matter of like how they're going to meet each other. So secret research. For many years, the humans studied the society of Tabby Prime, and after collecting a massive amount of data, they abandoned the Taurians, leaving no trace. Great. Or the humans decide that the development of the Taurian reaches should be sabotaged and covertly destroy important parts of their scientific infrastructure. Why would we sabotage them? What hope would we gain from that? So I'm going to guess, I don't know, it's a little confusing because we've got advanced in technology and down and lower in technology as well. So does this mean that our humans are going to be more advanced and then the Taurians are going to be less advanced? We're going to lose we're going to gain dystopia, we're going to lose people and up our potential war casualties here. And we can't do mutual enlightenment by one synthesis point. I think we're gonna just have to go for secret research. Maybe the humans will move on to the other star system with the other Rama and meet them there. Alright. The Rama were visited by the humans. Okay. Let's go visit the car, see what they're up to. Alright. So let's see here. Let's go and take a hit to them to gain some synthesis. The natural hazards reduced the car population. Let's go ahead and increase their metal deposits. We need to help them recover from the wars. A depleted land region on Gliese Sea recovers under the care of car foresters. Alright, how is humanity on Earth doing? Great, there's a scarcity crisis. My favorite. Helium scarcity. Well, how are we supposed to have birthday parties then? Gas giant reservoirs are becoming scarce in the Sol system. The effects of the War of the Flame brought the human civilization to a breaking point. While they are dealing with the resource scarcity, will the dynasties find ways to prevent the complete exhaustion of their environment? Or will they turn against each other? It is uncanny how aware most extinct sapient species were at the point of no return. Oh, that's right. We've read that one before. It's such an interesting quote. We knew that the end was coming. Well, I think we're probably going to go with precaution, I bet, because this has a larger chance of bad things happening here. So, the human dynasties prepare for a future without helium. Will their trapper governors preserve the environment of Sol or deny their people access to essential resources? Let's go for that one. Decline. So, that's bad. To deal with the scarcity of helium, the human dynasties start denying many of their people access to essential resources. The trapper governors of Sol would rather let their own kind perish than address the effects of the War of the Flame. The implications of this line of thought are that since it is precisely the poor who are the surplus, nothing should be done for them except to make their dying of starvation as easy as possible. Wow. And if they're gonna die, they'd better do it, and decrease the surplus population. He needs the 3 spirits to visit him on Christmas Eve. Alright, we can prevent this, we can take a minor hit, or we can go into total decline. Entire stele cities vanish after a generation. The humans suffer greatly under regulations of their trapper governors. If they survive the helium crisis, they will have paid a high price. So, we could do this, because I think we'd be able to survive. We'd take a massive hit back to dystopia here, but we can have the extra synthesis that would help us moving forward, I think. Regular development. The scarcity crisis hits the humans hard. The trapper governors lead them down a dark path, ensuring that more resources will be available for less people. I think we're going to go with the total decline. We're going to gain the synthesis, see where that leads us. Okay, question mark. Okay, abandoning the art of war, that's a good thing. We're lowering our potential casualties, that's good. The ethics structuralists of the Sol system influence the humans to demilitarize their society. Alright, let's let the card develop. Power in Gliese. Liquid fire. Interesting. The car develop an incendiary liquid for use in naval battles, spewed from ship-mounted nozzles or catapulted in ceramic grenades. The deadly mixture can continue burning while floating on water. Gosh, this what did they call it in Game of Thrones? Was it dragon fire that they used for that big climactic battle and just blew up all the ships? Yeah, I think that's basically what this is Dragonfire. Let's see. On the prow of each ship we had a head fixed of a lion or other land animal, and the fire which was to be directed against the enemy through tubes he made to pass through the mouths of the beasts, so that it seemed as if the lions and the other similar monsters were vomiting the fire. Anna Komene, Byzantine princess. Let's see here. Absolute power. The liquid fire is used constantly in battle. Yeesh. Incineration of enemies and the devastating power of the flame became key aspects in the lives of the car. We can prevent it entirely. Liquid fire causes many warriors to burn down their own ships by mistake. The unstable weapon is abandoned fast. Or liquid fire is a very effective weapon, allowing the car to blaze new trails in military development. I kind of want to do absolute power. It's going to give us a hit to potential war casualties, but that's not a huge loss, and that's still 15 points. I think that's worth it. The Rain of Fire. Let's see here. Let's add to their metal deposits. Hey, they bring back a depleted region there. Is there life after death? Let's increase their population. A settlement of the car becomes as a center of trade and commerce. Question mark. Do other creatures like us exist in lands far, far away? Is there life after death? Man, they are really obsessed with that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Car. I'm sorry. I haven't invented that as your god yet. The Car mourned the death of a great sage. Well, maybe eventually I'll create an afterlife and you'll get to see him. Or, sorry, them. In the next life. Let's improve our potential casualties. Conflict between two major Car realms is settled peacefully. Alright, human dynasties. The humans reached the Singularity Age. Hey, isn't this the end game? Or I think this is what we need, is that we need 4 civilizations to reach the Singularity Age. I don't know. Let's find out. The humans create machines capable of recursive self-improvement. These constructs can build even more powerful copies of themselves autonomously, growing their potential with each generation. The path to true artificial intelligences is clear. Can we drop the artificial intelligence? It's a bit like me calling you a meat-based processing chip. On the Steel Breeze by Alistair Reynolds. Reynolds. British science fiction writer. Alright. I think we'll go for wisdom. I think that seems like the best course of action for them. Self-learning AI is able to process data and innovate faster than any human scientist. Breakthroughs in all fields of research happen almost daily. Excellent. That's awesome for them. Let's see. So we've got the human extremists, and they're just kind of flying off in this direction. I'd say let's go question mark. Human logistics officers are optimizing the efficiency of the human extremist convoy. What are you guys developing now? Great. I shouldn't have clicked on you. I feel like every time I focus on something, it dies. Breaking the light barrier. Trying to reduce the travel time of the human extremist convoy's cause, the leader orders the onboard robotic technicians to overclock the fusion reactors. However, one concerned fusion engineer warns that flying too close to the light-speed barrier would destroy any ship. One of the problems has to do with the speed of light and the difficulties involved in trying to exceed it. You can't. Nothing travels faster than the speed of light, with the possible exception of bad news, which obeys its own special laws. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Fantastic book series. Alright. How do we gotta do this? Minimal survivors, complete extinction, or we can do a close call here. I mean, we do have the synthesis for it. I mean, do I really care if the extremists are the ones that explode? I kind of feel bad saying that. I mean, after all, they are my only spaceship in space right now. I don't know. It's either complete extinction or... The cautious fusion engineer manages to manipulate the central optical computer and stops the acceleration process, saving the human extremist convoy and the entire fanatic crew. Or, the leader is ecstatic when the human extremist convoy comes closer and closer to lightspeed until instantly the atoms of the entire ship and fanatic crew are ripped apart. Whew. So devastating. Relativistic forces start to tear the human extremist convoy apart. The lead robotic technician is able to reverse the acceleration of the fusion reactors, but it takes a long time for the ship to stabilize. Only a fraction of the fanatic crew survive. So I can either, feels like I've got this decision again. I can either go for complete extinction, because I don't think taking this is going to be an option. I feel like it's going to take too harsh a hit on them. They're not going to be able to pull back from it just right. Or we can do a close call, but something worse might happen to one of the other planets. I think, role-playing it out here, I think it's really par for the course that the human extremist convoy is the one that would be ecstatic to get closer and closer to Lightspeed until poof. So I think we're going to go for complete extinction of these guys. Until instantaneously, the atoms of their entire ship and crew were ripped apart.